Hello and welcome back again. Today we're going to have a look at this Class 47 again. Now, I know we looked at it a few weeks ago, but Ned Poole commented at the time and said he'd like to see it run in the dark to see if the old Headcode would show up a bit better, and suggested I run it with some of my Illuminated Mk2 coaches, so that's what we're going to do today. We're just going through points number 7 there, and we're going to run around the old coaches. We can just see them glow a little there, and then we'll stop while we open number 8 there. And through we come, you can see the coaches light up again there. Switch the old points and back we go to collect them. There, she just lights up a little, doesn't she? And those coaches do just spring into life. These Mark II coaches showed up in the 1968 catalogue. They were illustrated in this train pack here. It's the old R.864 Intercity train pack. And if you notice, they didn't have lights. Pat Hammond's book suggests that these coaches may not have been available to start with in 1968, and indeed this set could have been had with the old Mark I coaches. Now, further in the catalogue, we've got the coaches illustrated. Let's have a look and see if we can pick those out. Great things in here, aren't there? Look at that battle space. Terrific stuff. Here we go. On page number 19, we can see that they're new this year, and I've got the old price list from that year, and it's January 1968 there. Now, strangely, somebody's put pencil marks on here, and it's almost next to the coaches we're looking at here. We've got R722 blue Intercity second coach seats, and underneath 723 blue Intercity brake first coach, and here we go, it just says summer. There's no price available for them, so maybe they didn't come out till later that year and then made it into the old train pack. Because the following year lights were added, it seems. There they are, quite nice illustrations, aren't they? Got that lovely yellow line there, but on the coach it's very, very fine, not as bold as that. Let's have a look at the old 69 catalogue. Let's pop that down to one side. Again, another quite odd picture, isn't it? It's not as pretty as some of the pictures that have been used. Let's first have a look at that train pack. There we go. We've definitely got illuminated coaches there, haven't we? And they've changed the model number, or the catalogue number for the old train pack there. It's R.863 and I had a video with my train pack a little while ago. I'll leave a link in the description box for that if you'd like to have a look at it. So further on in the catalogue, we've got the coaches illustrated. Here we go. There we go. And it does indeed say they've got lights. R722. It's a second class coach complete with operating interior lights and seating. Lights operate directly from the track. No batteries required. That's pretty good, isn't it? And there's the old brake again with that quite broad yellow line. As I say, it is very, very fine when you look at it on the old model. So we'll just pop that down as well. So here are the coaches from the layout, and they're in fairly good condition. They're better condition than the ones I've got in the old train pack with the Bobo electric. See, that line is very, very fine, that yellow first class line across the top there, isn't it? Lovely bars in the windows. I always like those. The colouring on the tops of these roofs seems a little different on some of them. Some's a little bit shinier than the other. This one's quite matte. And a little bit of underframe detail. And there we can see the old pickups there. So we've got a plastic wheel on the one side and a metal pickup on the other. And then we've got pickups, metal wheels on the opposite side on the other end of the coach. Very crude but effective, but you can see why we do get some flickering of the old lights. We'll have a look at a second class coach here. There we go. I believe that later variants of this coach had Intercity on the side. I'm not sure at what point they dropped the lights. I don't think it lasted terribly long. There's a bit of a gimmick, but they're not very free running. It takes a lot of energy from the model to pull these along the old track. Great detail on the ends of the coaches there. Plastic buffers moulded into the older underframe there. So we'll pop that down. So possibly from 68, 69 with lights, and from what I read, these coaches were available up into the 80s, I think. They say they're fairly nice condition. And I do have a couple in boxes that I thought we might have a swift look at. There's two different styles of boxes. So I've got the old brake first there. And there's the other one. I'll just see the slightly different design of the boxes. And just have a look at the ends of the box there. So, R.863 Intercity second class coach with operating lights. And we'll have a look at it. Well, let's get them both together. Let's see them both together. It's probably a bit more practical. See, this here's yellowed quite a bit, hasn't it? I don't know whether that's an original price or not. R.723, and we've got some other pricing perhaps there. Still great things, and the backs of the boxes are both slightly different as well. So both slightly different designs. But again, really quite nice things to have. Here you can see I've got the top off the coach, and you can see that slight flicker when you wheel them around on the old track there, and if I lift one end off, out they go. So a fairly crude thing. And I forgot to mention when we look at the coaches before that they have slightly different roofs, apart from some being matte and some being a bit shiny, so the old brake roofs are a slightly different design as well. Probably worth just pointing that out. And on the inside they did have sort of metallized stickers where the lights are to try and stop the roofs melting. And I put a little extra silver foil there just to try and spread the light around really. They can get quite hot if they're left on for long periods of time, and these corridor connection ends, they're separately fitted as well, and the old the chassis of the coach just slots into those at either end there. So we'll just pop that down and have a swift look at the old seating unit and the lighting unit there. Out they go. It's quite basic. Let's look at that. It's almost like a card cutout with a brass eyelet in it. And these little bulbs are just pushed straight in. Some of the coaches on the in the train pack with the Bobo Electric, I've replaced the bulbs, and they burn at a slightly different colour temperature. They look a little bit whiter, but great thing, isn't it? Very crude, but for the time, I think a great selling feature. Probably a little bit of a gimmick. There we go. We all like a little bit of a gimmick every now and then, don't we? Code seems to be lighting up quite nicely in this light. Coaches too, looks great. Coming past the signal box there, slight red reflection from that signal. And we do get the odd flicker from the coaches, but for me, that's all part of it being a toy train set, really. I really don't mind it. And the other things which is really great in this light is the little pools of light developed by the lamps on the layout. Really do look great as the train passes through. It really picks out the details on the model. Presents no problem to it coming into that first radius curve. Storming towards us now, definitely not scale speed. The code does light up nicely though, doesn't it? Great sound, these wheels, aren't they? They really are. So you've got metal wheels on the one side of these coaches. It does make a really nice clatter as it goes over the joins in the track. Just listen to it as well. Just listen to the motor. A really terrific thing, isn't it? And again, into those pools of light. Great idea. Thank you very much, Ned, for suggesting it. Now, we did look at this model in quite some detail just a few weeks ago, and I'll leave a link to that video if you'd like to see the model in more detail. But just a quick look at the box. The old silver seal sticker on the end there. Lovely 70s typography on the packaging. great line drawing. Let's have a look at the other end. Got the old model number there, R.863. These were available between 74 and 75. And now BT's price ticket there, $11.50. We'll just pop this down and have a look at the old model itself. Heavy old thing, and it's mainly down to this heavy metal chassis. It runs the entire length of the model, and it is just so heavy. And we've got pickups on here, here, and here, so quite a reliable thing over the old complicated track work. 4 traction tyres, so it is rather a powerful model with all that weight and the traction tyres. Great detailing across the top, some of it picked out in silver, separately fitted handrails, and if we look in there, there is some detail inside that cab, although it is quite difficult to see, and then that lovely illuminated headcode, which we've done quite well to get to show up today. It's a lovely looking model, and it is really very nice to use on the track. But as I say, I'll leave a link to the earlier video if you'd like to see it in a little more detail. Just passing through points number 7 there from the inside to the outside line now. Listen to that tremendous noise as they come through there. Slight flicker on those coaches again. Switch the points, off into the old 3rd radius curve there, passing the engine sheds and up the incline now. It's not going to present any trouble at all to this really powerful model. They are quite heavy going, these coaches, with all those pickups on the wheels. They're not the freest of running items. Storming towards us now, those coaches looking great, although the code is a little hard to see from this distance. Storming down the incline now. And I think that's probably it for this week. Thanks again for watching. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else from the old Hornby range to have a look at. Goodbye now.